Welcome back, everyone. Time to round up a big topic from the week. President Obama says he will resort to executive authority to fund border security and deportation operations since Congress failed to act. The president says the government has to provide more space to properly house the children and more immigration judges to process them. Friday, the House voted on a bill, but it was largely symbolic since the Senate has already adjourned. Now some are demanding the White House call Congress back into session from its August break. Also last week, the Texas Department of Public Safety says it never requested Governor Perry to call up the National Guard. Some 1,000 Guard members will begin patrolling the border to help stop the flow of immigrant children. So just who did Perry consult on the decision, and should they be sent back home? The immigration topic is our topic this half hour. You can share your thoughts on our Fox 26 Facebook page or through Twitter using the hashtag Fox26forlife. In our newsroom is our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, former Congressman Chris Bell, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. A lot of developments going on this week. I know we talk immigration every week, but we really did see a lot of developments this week.
It changes by the minute. I sent in this topic, and when I send it in, it's totally different than what we're talking about now because of the change in the week. Yeah. The issue with Congress, with the House passing a bill after the Senate had already left, that was their design in the beginning. I think that is not to do it while they could conference this bill, because they don't want that until after the election, I don't think. I want to talk about President Obama. You know, the Republicans have been saying all along, you got to do something, you got to do something, you got to do something, while they're not passing any legislation. Now the president said, fine, you're going home on recess, I'll just do it on my own. Are they going to gripe about that?
Of course, because what he's saying is something that we've been telling him to. Look, he's saying this is what we're going to do after people get here. So we're going to leave our borders unsecured, we're going to let them come here illegally, and then I'm going to grant them amnesty, which is going to continue the flow of illegals coming into our country. What we have been saying from day one, many, many, many years, secure the border first. When you see 57,000 children, 290,000 people coming into the country illegally. Now, the question that you've given and others have said, how can we secure the border? We may not be able to secure it 100%, but we can do better than letting 50,000 kids, 57,000 kids, and 290,000 people entering illegally.
And they keep saying that, but they don't pass any legislation. So now they've left town. The president says, fine, I'll do it on my own, which is why they sued him for acting on his own. What's he supposed to do?
Something. Just like they're supposed to do something. I'm sorry, I haven't been here every week discussing, and I thought Jackie would blame the
But you've been watching, right?
Right. Well, I thought Jackie would blame the immigration crisis on Obamacare, and I'm just a little taken aback that you didn't.
That's coming. That's coming.
I thought you'd say they're coming here to take advantage of Obamacare. But anyway, no, this is a humanitarian crisis, and you have to do something. And the private, nonprofits are stepping up, churches are stepping up and starting to get involved, but the government needs to do its part. And Rick Perry's move with the National Guard that Sally referred to, pure politics. Nobody asked him to do that. They can do very little, and they're not going to do very much.
All right, now I'm going to go to Sally. I'm going to come back to that because I want to talk about Governor Perry's issues, but Sally's monitoring our social media.
Okay, let's take a look at Facebook and hear from some of our viewers through that. Paula says this morning, something needs to be done about President Obama doing as he pleases. It's the responsibility of the House and Senate, but again, they haven't been able to get anything done. And then Jeremy says the House passed a bill, the Senate left on recess knowing they passed it. Even with that, the president already said if it makes it to his desk, he would just veto the bill like a little kid who doesn't get their way.
Well, the thing is, the president asked for this money over a month ago, and the Senate passed a bill, a comprehensive bill, over a year ago, and the House has not responded to that. To say that the Senate left knowing they passed a bill is really unfair, because they didn't pass the bill till after the recess had started, because they couldn't get their house in order, for lack of a better term. I want to talk about Governor Perry now in the remaining time we have left. Sure. It comes out now that the Department of Public Safety never asked him to send these the National Guard there to assist them, and they weren't asking for any help. So is this just a political move? What's the deal?
Of course not. I mean, he, like the rest of us, he sees the number of people who are coming here. He's concerned, like the rest of us. And this is, by the way, a nonpartisan issue. You have Democrats and Republicans very concerned about the level of the number of illegals who are entering our country. He asked the president for aid in securing the border. The president said, no, I'll help you get judges to grant them amnesty. So he took it upon himself to protect his residents. That's what he's doing. It's not political.
It's not political?
Purely political. The National Guard can't do anything. It can't arrest people. It's not in a position to really perform much of a function, and that's why he hadn't been asked to send the National Guard, and I'm sure he thought it would be a great way to take a stand and be his national resurrection. He got a lot of press, but now when it comes out that it's probably going to be completely ineffective, it's probably going to end up, flying in his face.
We're almost out of time, but if the National Guard took a back seat and just did the administrative part and allowed the immigration authorities to move to the front line, would that help?
Perhaps. Who knows? But that's not. It doesn't look like they even know why they're there.
Well, whenever we have a lot of these illegals coming in and they see the National Guard there, they will think that they have an ability to do something. They really don't know. And part of the problem when you look at these documentaries, you see the borders just literally unsecured. And that's why they're coming in because, well, they're coming in for many reasons. They know they will get amnesty. But because our Border Patrol, that's why they're coming in. If you look at the interviews.
No, it's Obamacare.
Okay, we're gonna have
that too.
We're gonna have to leave it right there. We'll be back next week. Talk about some really good topics.